conditions could be worse.
The pictures came out pretty bad.
I'm so fucking stupid.
Look at this.
Unbelievable.
That was my picture.
Dead Valley. What's up, everybody? This is Danny from My Flying Eyes. This is a crazy idea that I just have, and this is gonna be a sudden trip. I'm in a rush because I just decided to go tonight to Death Valley to do some night photography. Then I'm gonna sleep at Rich Christ around Toronto Pinnacles, and tomorrow I'm gonna go with some friends to make some night photography to Toronto Pinnacle. The Milky Way season is almost done. There's just a few nights, and I want to make the most out of it since I'm a total beginner. And every night I go there to take some pictures. It's an opportunity to learn this new art that my friend Jack from Nature Love introduced me to. So I'm better hurry up because otherwise I'm not gonna make it. So these are my stuff. Hopefully the batteries are charged. Yes, they are. So I have to pack everything and I have to fly. Okay. Okay, right now I just checked in at the hotel. I'm so fucking stupid. It's hard to believe. I got no intelligence. I don't like machines. Shut up. The police. Okay, left. This is the left, right? Unbelievable. If you get it right, turn left. That would be a good slogan. I would never turn left. Okay, now I'm gonna talk. I just checked in at the name of the hotel. Right now I'm heading to Death Valley.
The wind just blow it all away. Just blow away. Now the moon is gone, is gone, is gone.
Gas station. Pretty windy here and pretty hot. The air doesn't look clean at all, so I don't know if I'm gonna be able to take my pictures. Okay, the conditions could be worse. Air is not clean at all. We're still 2 hours and a half. I don't have signal here, so I cannot check at the forecast. And I don't know. I'm gonna eat this homemade bread that my wife gave me. Not because I'm hungry, but just to deal with my anxiety. Delicious, by the way.
Not gonna fix it just because can't put it back the way it was. I'm gonna
Death Valley. Magical place. I love it. I absolutely love it. We are here.
Take all the bad and only leave another love. Blow it all. Don't wanna be numb. I wanna be the one. Yeah. All of the things I wish I'd done. All of the things that I did wrong.
We just arrived here. We're gonna try to take a picture of this beautiful sunset, and then we're gonna try. I mean, it's very hard. Look at this. It's gonna be almost impossible to see the Milky Way. But we're here. We're gonna try. This is insanely hot and windy. It's like, I don't know, being in a sauna, but with a, like, air.
So that was the end of what I ended up calling my disaster night photography adventure. That was the end of the first part, which was Dead Valley. The second part is Toronto Pinnacles. So the pictures came out pretty bad. So here is what I learned from that night. First of all, the sky was very cloudy, it was not clear at all, so that was very difficult to capture the Milky Way when that happened. That was not any of my fault. Anyway, before that trip I was using this lens, which is the Lumix 1235 f2.8, which is a very sharp lens, but it wasn't as wide as I wanted to be. So that night was my first night with this lens, which is the Tokina 1120 f2.8 millimeters. And that lens, I learned that if I use it all the way at 11 millimeters, it was coming out with a lot of star trails at the edges of the picture. So over time I learned that the best way to use it is around 12 or between 12 and 13 millimeters. So if I want to use it, I have to zoom a little bit. The first thing I do is I zoom it a little bit and never touch the zoom again. Another thing that happened, it was that at that time I was trying to achieve the infinite focus when my camera was already at the tripod, and the tripod is always at the low position, so I'm pretty uncomfortable in this position trying to achieve the infinite focus, and that is not a very smart decision. Nowadays what I'm doing is first of all I get the infinite focus after I zoom in, of course, and I do it with my camera on my hand. I point the camera to the brightest star, and then I start twisting the focus ring, and then, you know, when the brightest star get to be the smallest size, then the other surrounding stars appear on the picture, and then that is the moment when I know that I have the infinite focus. After I do that, I never touch the focus ring again, and some people put a tape to make sure it doesn't move. So another thing that happened was that for using this lens with the GH5, you have to use an adapter. In my case, I'm using the Viltrox Speed Booster EF-M2, and sometimes when you use a speed booster, you don't have enough room of twisting the focus ring to get the infinite focus. You find out that you twist it and you reach the limit, and you don't have the infinite focus yet. So I find out this was the way I solved the problem. You take out the lens, and then if you see there is a smaller ring inside. So the way you solve that is twisting a little bit that smaller ring. I don't remember if it was clockwise or counterclock. You have to do it a little bit of a trial and error. You twist it a little bit, you put the lens, and then you try to focus on a very distant object. If it's not enough, you go back, you twist it a little bit more until you are able to focus in a very, very distant object. That is when you know that you have enough room to get the infinite focus. So another thing that happened is that when you connect this lens with the speed booster to the GH5, your aperture can go up to 2.0. You can go down to 2.0, which is a very open aperture. So at the time I heard that the most you can open the aperture, it would be the better for the Milky Way, but that was not the case because it was creating more star trails. So for this lens, I find out that if I go below 2.8, I get a lot of that problem. So for my setup, the limit is f2.8. Another thing that happened was that I was using the shutter speed at 30 seconds for all of my pictures, which with this lens it is also a problem. So then I find out about the rule of 500 and another math that I find out there, which is 35 times the aperture plus 35 times the pixel pitch. And then I find out that for the Panasonic GH5 the pixel pitch is 3.34, sorry. So I did all of that math and I find out that the shutter speed that I should use with this camera and with this lens is close to 20 seconds, 19 seconds and almost 20 seconds. So I ended up using 20 seconds. At the time I was using 30 seconds or even more, I don't remember exactly. So that caused a lot of star trails and a lot of out of focus at the edges of the pictures. Most of the pictures came up out of focus. Another thing that happened is that the air was not clear at all, so to get the stars I had to crank the ISO. So with this camera the limit is 3200, probably 2500. Then you can do a lot of things to get rid of that noise. I take 10 to 15 pictures of the Milky Way dark pictures and then I stack them together, and that helps a lot with the grain and with the noise. But another mistake that I made is that at that time I was using the same aperture for the Milky Way pictures and also for the foreground when I do the light painting, which is a terrible mistake. You shouldn't do that. So nowadays I change to probably 4.5 or 5 or even 5.6 when I do the light painting pictures of the foreground. In this case it was the Wagons. I did a lot of pictures of light painting with different colors, the Wagons, but not changing the aperture was a very bad mistake, because sometimes the foreground comes out of focus at 2.8 aperture. So that was pretty much my mistakes. Nowadays I know a little bit more. I'm still a beginner, but I don't post these videos as I'm a night photography teacher or master. I'm a total beginner. The reason I post this is to share my experiences, my trips, and also because someone else can find out, oh, he's doing it, I can do it too. Even though the pictures came out pretty bad, I post them on my Instagram, and to my surprise, the Lumix Instagram account, whoever managed the Lumix account, they always feature amazing pictures from amazing photographers, and they choose the Wagons picture and they posted it at their account. Look at this. That was my picture. I was very surprised when I saw this. So that's a pretty interesting story about what you believe is a disaster result and someone else like it, somehow these guys. And I saw the other pictures that they post and all of them are amazing. But somehow this one got their attention. Coming from a total beginner. Okay guys, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, of course. And I see you on the next adventure.